Hello. Okay, this is gonna be like a video diary of the plants that I have, how long I've had them. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. This is gonna be sort of a video diary of my plants, how long I've had them, how I take care of them, sort of. I'm not gonna go into detail or anything, just because I think it's cool to have like a record of the plants that I have and what they mean to me, because they don't live forever, so you gotta enjoy them while they're here. So starting with this one, she's probably my favorite of all time. Maybe that, I don't know, you can't play favorites, but I just love her. She's an aluminum plant. I got her at the farmer's market, and she's a little droopy right now because I literally just watered her. But I've had this plant for about a year, almost a year, not a whole year. And I've cut this into pieces. I'm not gonna sing the song. I've cut this into pieces so many times, like to make little baby plants, because it's super easy. You can literally just chop off like any of these at any point in the stem and just stick them in water and they'll root, and then you just put them in the soil and everything, and it's beautiful. It's really quick too. So yeah, this is my Song of Jamaica. Pretty tall, sort of. I mean, I'm very short, so you know, everything looks tall to me, but again, droopy because it's watering day. That's why I'm doing this, because I thought about it. So yeah, but the cool thing about this is that I got this plant on major clearance. It was originally supposed to be like $35 or something, but it had spider mites, and I am very familiar with spider mites. Unfortunately, I have to deal with them constantly. So I was like, you know, I'm already treating a bunch of my plants for spider mites. I might as well like get a super good discount and revive a plant. And it's been probably 6 months now, and I have not had any problem with spider mites since I treated this plant. And I'm looking now. This is also a good excuse to do pest checks, because I can sometimes forget about that. But yeah, it's really healthy, so I'm gonna go water this real quick. This is my snake plant. Literally the first plant that I ever got. My mom got this for me for Christmas one year. I think that was like 3 years ago, maybe. Like, I had plants before that, like as a kid, but I never like seriously took care of them or anything. It was just kind of like they're there and then they die and whatever. But this plant, I would say, is the reason why I'm into plants at all, which is pretty cool. Literally in the time that I've had her, like 3 years, there's only been, let me see if it's, yeah, it's this one right here. This little tiny bit of growth. That's the only, that's the only thing. But I love her anyway. This is my rabbit's foot fern. Not in the best shape, but it is winter in the Midwest, so there is only so much I can do. Like, the heat is blasting, the humidity is non-existent, like, we're working with what we've got. And she's so bald at the moment. I feel really bad, but when you hang her up high, it doesn't look that bad, you know? Like, it looks okay. It's kind of like that jungle vibe, which is nice. But yeah, she's struggling right now. I gotta go through and clean her up a bit, and like, you can just pull these off really easily, so it's kind of relaxing actually. But you know, I feel bad, but I have hope that she will bounce back when it's summer, because I don't have air conditioning, and I don't like the humidity gets pretty high in the summer, so have hope. This is just a super basic anthurium, just like one of those with, I forget what these are called. They're not blooms. I forget, there's a word. It'll come to me as soon as I stop filming. This is pretty old. I've had it since last Christmas, I think. You know, because when it's like bright red, it's really Christmassy, and then I have it in this cool gold pot that I got from the thrift store. I love putting plants in like thrift store pots and everything. That's my favorite thing to do. The cool thing about this is that it's actually growing a new leaf. This one right here is a new leaf. It's really shiny in real life if you see it. Super shiny, very proud. If you know anything about me, you'll probably have heard me talk about how much I love crotons. They're my favorite plants. I think I've had 3 of them now. This is the 3rd. Unfortunately, the others are no longer with us, but this one I've had the longest and the most consistently. But pretty much every single leaf on here is not one that came with the plant. Like literally this big leaf, this is the only leaf that has survived from when I first got this plant, because this is so dramatic. I went away for 1 weekend. She was just a little bit, like I watered her like a couple days before I left. I ended up losing pretty much all of the leaves on this one. I think literally just this leaf and this leaf. And so it was just bare stems forever. And then finally it started sprouting and everything. And now it's giving me like pretty consistent. You can see these little tiny ones. Those are the new growth, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And also she's had spider mites. I'm checking again. I don't see them again, but I don't know, they keep coming back. It's just it's a mess, but I love her. I'm trying. This is an umbrella plant, not in the best shape. This plant has literally had pests since the first day that I got it, and I knew that, so it was like on super sale and everything. I don't know what, maybe I'll put pictures up, close-up pictures of like the leaves, because it is so funky. Like I don't know what is going on. It doesn't even look like thrips or anything. Like it's weird. I don't know, but she's so cute. I want her to survive. And when I have her in like this really nice south-facing window, so when the light comes through, it's just the most beautiful shadows. Like, oh my god, I hope I could save her, but we'll see. This is a begonia maculata. Begonia maculata, I think that's how you say it. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I love this plant so much. And I actually ordered this offline, or well, online. Online, and I had never done that before. This is the first plant that I've ever ordered online. And I ordered it in the summer, and then it didn't arrive until like November, and I live in Michigan, so that was bad. So I was already assuming I was gonna have to like get a refund for this, because there was no way that it was gonna survive, but somehow she did. She lived, and she's prospering. So yeah, like all of these are all right here. That's all new growth. Like this cluster, they kind of come out in like little like clumps, and then they like unfurl, and it's really pretty. And they don't, like, the color doesn't look that vivid in this lighting, but when the sun hits the back of the leaves, they look so red and pretty. And the polka dots, oh my god, I love her. Oh, and the other cool thing about this plant that I forgot to mention is she's the only plant, well, one of the only plants that I actually have given a name to, because I don't usually name my plants because I had so many I can't remember that, and also I feel bad when they die if I give them a name. Anyway, but I had to name this one. This is Molly maculata. This is a goldfish plant. I'm trying to show the color of it because it's very cool. I love plants that have like red, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? Red. But the thing about me and my plants is I love to rescue them from the clearance section, and I'll take any plant that has like pests or anything, because then if they die, you don't feel as bad, you know, because you tried and it's not, you know, they were gonna go to the landfill anyway, so whatever, try your best. But so a lot of my plants are they look kind of scraggly, and they have a lot of bare spots and everything like this, you know. Not the most uniform shape or anything, but that's why I love my plants so much, is because they're all just unique and I give them a shot. And I think that that's really what plants are for, is that, you know, it's, you're bringing a little bit of nature inside. So nature is ugly sometimes, and nature is beautiful too. So, you know, it's about finding the beauty in the less outwardly beautiful places. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I feel like I'm getting pretentious, but that's just what I love about plants, is just giving them a shot and just watching them grow and thrive and beat their circumstances, I guess. Okay. This tiny little thing, this little sprig, this is a ficus. I forget what it's called. Something. I don't know. It's got this like green variegation on it, which is super pretty. And actually, yes, this cup does have a drainage hole. I did that myself, actually. Yeah, and as you can probably tell, it used to have tons of leaves on this part, and I fucked it up. I was not watering consistently enough, and because this was like my first ficus, I think. I was just waiting for it to like start drooping, and then I would water it, which is not how these plants need to go. So lost some leaves, but this little baby one at the top, that's new, so she's bouncing back. This is a philodendron micans, and I like it. When I first got this plant, it was like so small. It was just a couple leaves, and I don't even have this under a grow light. I put it in a south-facing window, but like even without a grow light, it's like sun stressed. Like you can see the red. That's what happens when it's like sun stressed. Like new growth on all of these points. But yeah, very healthy, very happy. I love this plant. So I have this plant. It was like a full-size plant. Let me see if I can even get this out of here. Okay, I'm not getting that out of here. But if you tilt it a little, you can see what I have in here is it's just perlite. So basically the plant that I originally had, the full-size plant, my friend gave it to me because it was dying on her. So I chopped it into little pieces and put them in water for a little while. They grew roots, and then instead of putting them in soil, I just decided I've never put anything in perlite before. Like I know people put like plants in leca and what is the other stuff called, pon. I'm too cheap for that. I'm too cheap for that. So a bag of perlite is like really, really cheap. So I'm fine with that. Anyway, so I just decided to experiment. So this is like an old orchid pot in here, like a little mini orchid. And so it's got like a plastic inner pot with like a ton of drainage, and then the outer pot is just like a cup. So I filled the drainage cup with perlite, and then I just keep it, I water it like when the top couple, I don't know, like centimeters is dry. And yeah, all of these leaves are new growth. Like I think it started out with these two stems, but each of them only had one little sad, unhealthy leaf on them. So everything that you see here is all new growth. Very cute. Okay, this is what I meant when I said that I had another plant with a name, which is really... I had to. I found this necklace in my closet when I was cleaning out my closet because I never get rid of anything. I'm a very sentimental person, and I hate getting rid of stuff that reminds me of a simpler time. So I found this and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do with this, but like, I don't know. And then it was November 5th and I went to a hardware store and I saw this plant and it just spoke to me. I don't know, I was just like, that is Dean. Yes, I'm a grown adult. Anyway, so a ton of new growth actually. Like I've had a ZZ plant, I'll show the next one that I have. I've had that ZZ plant way longer, but this one is just putting out growth like absolute crazy. This is new growth. This is new growth. Like This is a Raven ZZ, so it's like, it's pretty dark. It's still, you can still see it's green. The leaves are green, but it's kind of like a really dark version. And then the new growth comes in like neon green, which is really cool. And then it darkens as it gets older. But the problem that I'm having with this plant is that it has so many water stains on it from when I got it, like the hardware store. Just completely covered in water stains. But I was like, okay, so I used rainwater and like a makeup brush, and I like went over every single leaf, and it still had spots on it. And so I got isopropyl alcohol and did the same thing with the makeup brush, and still the rain spots. I do not understand. I don't know. If anybody has any idea how to get rid of water spots on plants, please let me know. I actually have no idea what this plant is. Oh, I know it's a peperomia. Yeah, peperomia. But I have no idea what the actual, like, kind, what the name is that they give to it. But it's got these, like, little pink sort of outlines around the leaves, which is pretty cool. Again, this plant had pests when I first got her, so I was treating those and lost a bunch of leaves, and there's still some damage you can see, but she's hanging in there. She's okay. She's not my favorite, to be honest. I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry. This is my Monstera. An absolute mess of a plant. I don't even know where to begin with this plant. I'm gonna give it away in the summer, I think, because I do not vibe with Monsteras. At least the Monstera, you know, the typical, I just don't care. And all the variations, like the Thai constellation, the Alba, like, I just don't give a shit. I'm sorry, but I just don't care. I got this for $5 at Trader Joe's with, like, just these leaves, basically. Like, it was just the little leaves. None of them had the fenestrations yet, but so, like, I do feel kind of proud that, like, it's putting out new growth. Like, all of these are new. This is new-ish. I mean, this was a couple months ago, but like, you know, I feel happy about it. And it's got this new shoot coming up here. This one right here. But the thing is, I just think that how you have to put it on a stake and everything, or like a moss pole, it's just fucking ugly. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. And so basically I had it on a moss pole first and hated it. It was like the moss pole was getting moldy but also drying out. I was at my wit's end. I hated that thing. So I took it off and just put this like trellis thing and literally just used twine and just whatever. I have this up against the wall, so this is the wall part, and then the front gets the sunlight, you know, so that's why they're all facing the same direction now, which is nice, because that was my first problem, is that they were all facing different directions, pissing me off. I feel bad talking shit about this poor plant, but you know. But yeah, in the summer, I'm just going to get rid of this one and give it to somebody who will enjoy it more than me, because I just don't. It's not bringing me joy. This is a little, what is it? Moonshine? Wait, let me see. Oh. Honey silver. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. You know, in the right lighting, it's actually pretty light colored, like compared to the big snake plant that I have. Like, this is pretty, like, it's like a pale green, sort of. And I love this pot. My aunt, actually, when she came to visit from out of state, she bought this for me. I am dripping. Okay. She bought this for me while we were walking around town. I just love this guy. This is a dragon fruit, I think. My mom got this for me at the grocery store. She saw it and was like, "Oh, would you like a dragon fruit?" And I was like, "Okay, sure, yeah, why not?" And so she brought it to me. But, yeah, the problem is that these snap off so easily, as you can see. I'm gonna try to, like, root this, I guess. I've tried putting all of them just directly in soil, the ones that have fallen off. But, nothing is really happening with them yet. So, I don't know. Maybe it's pretty cool. Like, it looks like it's got these little spikies, but they're actually not spiky at all. You can totally touch them, and they're very soft actually, so pretty cool. This heartleaf philodendron is my pride and joy. I know she doesn't look like much, but it's because I keep chopping this into little pieces so that I can start new plants and give them away and everything. But at one point, it was like overflowing off of the top of this, so that was pretty cool. And then I just, you know, of course, I always have to just chop them, and then I kind of regret it, but whatever, it's fine. They grow back. That's the whole point. Anyway, so this plant actually started out with, it was my mom's, and I came over one day and it was just completely dying, and she was like, oh no, it's fine, it'll bounce back. And I was like, no mom, that's not bouncing back. So I took it off of her hands, and basically I think it had like 2 or 3 leaves, and I had to completely, the roots were rotted because she overwatered it, and so I had to completely cut those off and just reroot them from the start. And so this is like a brand new plant, and everything that exists in this pot was grown by my hands, so that's pretty cool. I just love being able to do that, and I need to fix this trellis because it is wobbling. That is not good. Probably digging into the roots and shit, so that's not good. I will fix that. This is one of my very, very sad looking clearance African violets. See, look, 99 cents. But yeah, I'm still trying to decide if I want to like just chop the leaves and literally start over, just propagate them. She's surviving, so I'm not super worried about it. I'll just give it some time and we'll see. But I love African violets. I'll show my next one. Actually is flowering right now. Oh my god, I just love them. I love the flowers. I don't know what color flowers these would have if I can ever get her to bloom, but I'm excited to find out. So this is another clearance African violet, but this one is doing significantly better. So I don't know. Now that I'm really looking at them up close, I think I am gonna chop and prop the other one, because clearly this one has bounced back pretty quickly and easily. This one is cool. I don't actually know that much about African violets, even though I love them. And that actually was my first plant that I ever had when I was a kid. And I kept that thing alive for a pretty long time. So, and I was just a kid, so that's pretty cool. But, yeah, so this one actually has a bunch of new growth in there. Really, I'm gonna chop these outer leaves off, I think. It's always good to prune them so they can focus their energy elsewhere. And this is the one that I was talking about. She's blooming. She's been blooming for like a couple weeks now. Some of these flowers are starting to die off now, so, but there's still more ready to come out, so I'm curious how long that it'll last, because I've never had an African violet bloom like after I've gotten it. You know, like when you buy them, they are typically blooming already, and then the blooms die, and then most people just throw them away, which is so sad because I love them. But this is the first time I've actually had one, like, you know, in my care not have blooms, and then I made her bloom again. So that's very special to me. I'm really happy. And yeah, just I've been chopping all of these like outer leaves off, just one like every couple days, just to propagate them. So there's currently 4 of them in like little test tubes that I have that are propagating right now. I need to get those in soil, but yeah, very special. This again was another rescue, I would say. I'm telling you, I have a problem. I can never say no to somebody who's like, I don't want this plant anymore, it's dying, it's sick, whatever. I'm like, I'll take it. Yeah, so this actually is 2 separate plants. I'm pretty sure this is just a Monstera adansonii, or however you say that. I'm not a Monstera person, I'm sorry, I don't know. But this is really cool. This is a new leaf. Very, very pretty. I just noticed this actually today. I did not even know that was there. And then I'm pretty sure this and this this, I don't know what happened to this leaf. It got fucked up. It got fucked up and it never finished growing, so it's kind of just stagnant. If anybody knows what this one is, please tell me. This is some kind of peperomia. Don't actually know. What I like about it is that my mom actually bought this for me literally a week ago, so it's reaching for the light. It was clearance. Everybody knows how much I love clearance plants, so they've started buying me clearance plants too, so, you know, that's nice, but reaching for the light, so I'm putting it under like strong grow lights right now because I don't actually know how much light is recommended, but clearly this is getting pretty leggy, so I'm gonna chop the tops off whenever I'm sure that it like is healthy and okay in my care and everything. But like super cute, and it's got like red stems and the backs of the leaves are red. It kind of reminds me of the goldfish plant. But yeah, and the pot is cute too. My friend bought this for me, my best friend bought this for me for Christmas. No, none of my friends or family ever have to wonder what they should get me for holidays now because it's so easy. It's just go to the grocery store, find the sickest, saddest looking plant, and just be like, yeah, Brandy wants that. This is a Syngonium arrowhead plant, some people call them. I don't even know what, like, people say this is a low light plant, but as you can see, leaning like crazy towards the light. And I have it in a south-facing window, so I don't know what people are talking about when they say this is a low-light plant. Like, clearly needs more than I can give it right now, but also it's like a pretty, it's a cheap, easy plant. Like, you can propagate it. I'm not that worried about it. Like, it's fine. It looks okay in the place that I have it. I really like plants that are like super easy and they just kind of sit in the background and you don't have to think about them that much. Like you can just they can just add to the atmosphere. It's pretty cool. This is a plant that is making me very happy right now because this is a philodendron Birkin and it was fucked up when I got it. As most of my plants are, but this one was bad. There was root rot all in this area, just like weird, just roots that I couldn't tell if they were like aerial roots or what was going on. I have no idea. But now, so I chopped a bunch of it, didn't really have high hopes. I didn't really think anything was gonna happen, but, you know, kept it under the grow light just in case something. Yeah, you can see all of these little babies. Look at that. There's so many new leaves, so many. And a new one is growing up at the top here. Right there. So that's awesome. And this leaf was new. See how shiny it is? Yeah, so hopefully the goal is that once all of these kind of get bigger and healthier and everything, I'll be able to chop off these like uglier, messed up leaves, you know, so. But right now I'm letting it, you know, soak up all the energy that's left in those leaves, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I know I've already said this like 3 times about different plants, but this is my pride and joy. This is a Monstera Peru, and my mom got this for me. But I have this thing where I don't like to spend more than like 30 bucks on one plant because I'm very superstitious. Like that means that if I spend that much money, then it will surely die. So my mom was like, this plant I think was $35 or something, and my mom was like, let me just buy this for you. It'll be an early Christmas present. So I've had this since like October, I think. The thing is, I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't get to see cool plants like this a lot. Like, there's not a lot of like variety in the plants that I have access to in my real life. You know, like I can go online, but half of the year I can't because it's freezing and they would die. So anyway, so when I saw it in the shop, like it was in this like dark corner, really like there was a ton of runners, which as you can see still runners. But I've been chopping these and putting them in moss and waiting for them to root. And I've also tried perlite. Not much is happening, really nothing at all, which is sad, but I have patience and I am willing to do experiments and stuff, so whatever. But this, though, is finally starting to put out new leaves. These are all new leaves. Look how cute. That one is a new leaf, and then this one over here was a was a crazy runner, and I'm probably still gonna cut this eventually once this leaf finishes growing. But look guys, this is a tiny little leaf. But yeah, I'm probably gonna chop that. But I've noticed that they're much easier to propagate if they have a leaf attached to them, so like much quicker. So I'm waiting for those. And then I'll chop, but the rest, just absolutely beautiful, stunning. Has not lost a single leaf since I got her. I have her under a grow light now, so hopefully there won't be too many runners anymore, but we will see. It's okay. If it stays this size forever, I'm totally fine with that, because it's like very nice. It just adds to the like ambiance of the plant shelf and everything. It's just really nice. I like it a lot. I just realized I never even showed off the other ZC plant that I was talking about, but this is the other one that I've had for like ages and ages. I got this at like the same time as my first snake plant, like just a couple months after that, so very old, and yet I have only gotten this one growth from it. Just one shoot. I literally watered this, I think in September, and it's February now, so maybe I should water this again, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Probably due for another watering, but she's alive. This is just a simple pothos, but I am very proud of her and happy because this entire plant was grown by me with a cutting from my best friend's pothos, and her pothos has sadly died. So this is her grandchild and she's thriving. So at least that's the amazing thing about plants, is that even when they die, like usually there's a strong chance that you can bring some part of them back and they can go on to live many years. And she's just constantly putting out new growth. I'm constantly chopping the ends and everything, but I gotta stop doing that because I really want this to start like trailing, so I'm not gonna chop anymore. But yeah, just a lot of new growth in here. Actually, like if you, I can't even begin to show. Sorry, embarrassing. No, it happens. But yeah, so just really not super variegated, but pretty. I'm not gonna show all of the like little plants that I have because I have a ton. I love getting cuttings from people, and like I've done like mystery boxes before if they're super cheap. I don't like to spend a lot of money on little cuttings because they take fucking forever. Like this is I think it's a Brazil, or yeah, it's a Brazil. It's not a Rio, although the variegation is really nice on that little baby leaf. I can't even, okay. Should I do the beauty guru thing? Oh, it's not even working. Ugh. Okay, I don't know, but it's got little growth points, which is amazing. Very cute. This one over here is another one that I have stolen from my mom because she was not taking care of it. This was also a much bigger, nice peperomia plant. It was even blooming at one point, and she overwatered it. So I took it and chopped this. I think this was the top. Chopped this, put it in water, let it grow roots, and then I just recently put this in dirt like a couple months ago. Has not been doing much. Still looks pretty sad, but I think she's just adjusting, so I don't know. This is a Alocasia Black Velvet. Really pretty. I'm not doing it justice holding it like this because, like, what is this? This looks like, actually it kind of looks like canopy. Like I could just sit under there. It's a nice little shady. Okay. Um, I got this online, so not that cool. It was just my first alocasia, and it was pretty cheap. It was on sale, so I was like, why not? Yeah, she kind of threw a tantrum when I first got her. Lost a bunch of leaves. But all 3 of these leaves are brand new, so I'm fine with this. If it just stays with 3 leaves, it's fine. I have her kind of like on a low shelf, so you can really, really see the like colors and like the veination and everything from where it sits on my plant shelf. But I don't have her in like a humidity. I don't have a greenhouse cabinet or anything. I'm, again, very cheap. So I just have like, I just have shelves and ambient humidity, and if they thrive, they thrive, and if they die, they die. Like, what? You gotta adapt to survive. It's a tough world out there, but yeah. But yeah, so these new leaves are doing really well, so I think that we are in the clear right now. I haven't even checked for corms yet. I have another alocasia, shit. It's like a, I don't know. But it's a different alocasia, and lost all the leaves, every single leaf. I had to cut the entire stem down. And then I was like, well, I don't even know if this is going to survive or anything. It was not looking good, and so I just went into the soil to look for corms. And now that plant actually has 1 leaf sprouting. I'm not going to bring it because it's in a good spot right now, and I don't want to have to move it and put it all back and everything. But yeah, so it has 1 leaf growing right now, and then I got 6 corms from there, and actually pretty much all of them are sprouting, which is so cool. So I'm actually going to show that. Okay, this is my propagation setup. It's really interesting and gross, and like, I don't know, there's currently nothing in this because literally just yesterday I took these out of the perlite. This was just perlite, and it was more of the Monstera Peru wet sticks. Doing absolutely nothing in perlite for months. As you can see, I labeled this. This was November 30th. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. So I took those out, put them in, there's a layer of perlite and then a layer of sphagnum moss at the top, which they're sitting on. And all of these containers have holes in the bottom, and then this plastic tray here, I keep this filled with water at all times, just a little bit of water, so that like capillary action, you know, can go up in there. But I have something a little different for the corms because I wanted a smaller container, but I'm gonna have to take these out and move them because there's actually a new leaf. There's 2 new leaves in here. This one, that one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 corms. And they're all pretty much growing roots. One of them might have to be thrown away. I think it was too young when I pulled it out. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that right after this. I think I'm gonna repot this. And I've never, that was my first alocasia, so I have no experience with this, but I am so happy. I could not be happier with the alocasias. So excited. What if it looks even sadder on camera? This is another one of my wayward orphans. It's some type of aglaonema. My best friend gave this to me because it was dying in her care, and I was like, oh, that's so easy. I've had aglaonemas before, but what I forgot about was that I've killed them before. I've had 3 that I have killed. I do not have a good track record with aglaonema. I feel like everyone always says that those are like the easier version of like a calathea, but I don't know. But anyway, so I literally just watered this a couple days ago, and it's already curling like it's thirsty, but how could it be thirsty? It shouldn't be thirsty. The soil is wet. So something is wrong. I'm going to have to repot it and see what's going on, but I don't know. And all of the bottom leaves dropped off, so I tried to air layer it, and it got these little tiny little bumps that I thought were like starting to grow roots, and then nothing happened. And so I couldn't keep the moss wet enough, and it was just annoying and a lot of work. So I don't know. I don't know. If I repot this, could I just repot like with this stem in the dirt? Like this part? Like a really tall pot, I guess. I don't know. It's putting out new leaves, but the new leaves are really small and sad. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens with this. The thing that I can't show is I have some more plants, like taller ones that are in my bedroom, but they're in a good place. I don't want to move them. I have like those grow lights that are like the kind that you stick into the soil and they kind of just sit there, which is super annoying. I wish that I had gotten the clip kind, the ones that clip on to stuff. And I have other grow lights and stuff, but it's just like for the tall ones, it's hard to get ones that like go in the right place and everything. So I'm not going to show you guys those, but I have a really tall rubber plant, which is super cool. I love that one. That one was my aunt's. I adopt plants like crazy. Like, I don't know. I basically never pay for them myself. Well, I do. That's a lie. That's a lie. The only thing, yeah, I'll just show one more. Hold on. This pothos I'm giving to my mom, which is why it's in this farmhouse chic Utah mom kind of, I don't even know, kind of thing, but I'm giving this to my, hello, stuck on my finger, giving this to my mom because it's just, I think that she can take care of a pothos. Well, I hope. But this, I grew all of these from individual cuttings, every single leaf on here, except for the ones that are starting to grow in this pot. Every single leaf otherwise was propagated one by one with water. That's it, just water, and then I put them all together in soil. I love doing that with pothos. Like, it's crazy how fast they can grow and how, like, look at how full this plant is, and all of these were cuttings off of that one pothos that I showed you earlier. So like it's very cool. I feel like everyone should have a pothos because they really are that plant. Like they are that easy. Like people are not lying when they say pothos are the easiest plants. But yeah, so that is it. That is my plants. That is my whole collection, minus the ones that I cannot show or do not want to show. Oh, I have a ton of orchids. I have 4 orchids, I think. I'm trying to get I'm gonna try to get rid of them. I'm trying to get them to bloom before I do that because my god, my hair is nasty right now. I'm trying to make them bloom because I've never had an orchid bloom in my care. I've only ever gotten them after they're done blooming and nobody wants them anymore. But the thing is, I don't want them either. I don't like orchids. I think they're pretty ugly and the leaves do not inspire me. So, yeah, I have like 4 of those, and yeah, 4, I think. One died, and I didn't really care that much. But yeah, so those are my plants. I didn't show any of the like baby plants that I have that I've propagated from my main plants, which I have more than I can even count. I have so many. I didn't show the ones that I just don't like the like Tradescantia. I'm gonna get rid of those in the summer too. I just think they're so ugly, and I don't. They're just scraggly. They get leggy and then dry, and then but you water them too much, and I don't know. They're not my plant. I don't like them. I do not like them, so I'm getting rid of them. I have the typical like Tradescantia, like Nanook or however you say that. And then I also have a creeping inch plant, which is the same family but a different kind of plant. And I have that one. I have chopped and propped that plant so many times. I can't do it again. I can't do it again. It gets so like the bottom part where it touches the soil, all of those leaves turn brown, they get crispy, and then they fall into the soil. They get like soaked with water when you water it, and then they rot, and then you have to pull them out one by one, but the leaves are so tiny. They're so tinier than your pinky. It's so annoying. And so you have to like peel all of them off, and then like I've repotted it like 3 times, and then I have it under the strongest grow light that I have and a south facing window, and it still is reaching for the light. I'm like, can you, like, what do you want? I don't live in the rainforest. I don't know what you want from me. So I'm giving that away in the summer. Like, I can't, there's nothing happening with that plant that I enjoy, so I'm getting rid of it. That's it. That's my rant. I didn't mean to go into a rant. I really do love my plants, just some of them less so. So yeah, that is it. That is my plants. Bye-bye.